Well, just as I expected, the broccoli is getting out of hand. It is, see how it's growing now? It's wanting to bolt because of the hot weather. So I went ahead and picked this one. I still got more to pick. I want to show you how I store it. We're going to go back out to the patch. There is at least one more head that could be harvested now. Just a few days of upper 80s, and this is already wanting to bolt. So I'm glad I took the other two heads a few days ago, because I was afraid this would happen. Now, when I did that, these heads was small. So now that we have those temperatures, they obviously grew a bunch more. So we're going to go ahead and get that other head. All right, back here at the broccoli and cabbage patch. Still some cabbage. I did get a few for our kids. But here, this is the one I just picked here. So I'm going to leave that for side shoots. And this is the other rogue one that I want to go ahead and pick before it gets too much bigger. And then we have that one still. And do you see that broccoli right there? That's a side shoot that I left that was little. See how much bigger it got in just a couple days? And so I'm going to go ahead and get this. Not sure how much of this you're going to be able to see, but I just wanted you to know I am picking this out of our own patch. Try to get all of it. There we go. Another great head of broccoli. But can you see how it's going like up and down and it's wanting to flower? That's because of the going from a nice cool, mild, like this morning. It's a nice cool, mild morning, as you can tell by the fog. And then it getting hot really quickly is why you have that unevenness. It's wanting to flower and what they call bolt and go to seed. So we had to pick it. Now we'll go see how much it weighs. One big head. Take a quick peek at the cauliflower. It's doing good. Still growing. And there's a good head starting right here too. All right, let's show you how we're gonna process this. Okay, it is quite a bit later than I expected to do this video, but I put the broccoli in the refrigerator until I had time to get this done. It's been a Monday and it's really not even a Monday. So I had a water leak from the fridge as soon as I got up this morning, so I had to clean all that up, stop the water from going into the fridge, and then go get a part for that, fix it. And in between that, our electric went out, but it's back on now. So let's go ahead and get this broccoli process. I'll show you how we do it. In this step, we're only trying to get the dirt off of it and any bugs that might just come off if by chance you had any bugs on your broccoli. So I'm gonna turn it upside down, turn it the other way through the floret, and just wash it thoroughly. I wash it quite a few times when I'm doing this process. See right here, there's a little bit of dirt. Right over here at the next step, I have a cutting board and a knife. And what we're gonna do is simply take the broccoli and piece it up into florets. And it shouldn't take no time at all. And there's number 1 head already cut up. So I wanted to show you on this one that it depends on how big your florets are, on how long you will process them for and to blanch them. But I'll show you how I'm doing this on this head. So what I'm doing is, because the stalk is pretty long, I'm cutting it, and I haven't found any boogies. I'm getting off the little leaves, and just cutting it into a nice portion size. Because we usually use this for our broccoli soup, broccoli casserole, I'm making it a little bigger, a little chunkier, because we like it. We like to actually taste and see the broccoli. And here's all of our florets already cut up. And what I'm gonna do is, now I'm gonna add the salt water now. And what the salt water is 1 gallon of water and 1 cup of salt. And what this does is it will get any bugs off the broccoli, if there is any in there. So this is room temperature water. Let me get another one. Like I said, it's room temperature water. I'm gonna pour that in there. We're gonna swish it around in there a little bit, make sure it's good and coated. And every 10 minutes I am gonna stir it up. But this is gonna be in this water for 30 minutes. And what I usually do is I'll take my cutting mat that I was just using and put it over top. That way, if there's a fly in here or anything, it won't get on it. Okay, now that our broccoli has been sitting in our saltwater brine for 30 minutes, we're now gonna drain it. We're gonna wash it really good with cold water. Wash all that salt off. And I'm doing it a little at a time in order to be able to get it really washed again thoroughly. That all washed, and I still have a bit here to wash, but I wanted to show you. I have my water here getting ready to boil so I can blanch this broccoli, and it doesn't take very long. My pieces are pretty big, so I'm probably gonna blanch it for 4 minutes instead of 3. That way, because it's got the stalks mostly on it, and I want to make sure that that gets blanched really good. Okay, now that our water is to a boil, we're going to take some of our broccoli, put it in our water. Some of our broccoli and put it in our water, making sure we don't get it too overflowing with broccoli in there, because you want it to be able to move about and really blanch all the parts of the florets. So now wait for it to start boiling again there a bit. You see a few bubbles. It'll get going here in a minute. And after it starts to boil again is when I will start the timer. You'll be amazed how green your water is after you blanch the broccoli. Okay, I started my timer and got about 3 minutes left. I also washed the rest of the florets and got them ready for the blanching water as soon as that comes out. I also got ready a sheet pan with some parchment paper on it. Now this part is optional. Alright, there's our timer. And we are just going to scoop this out, putting it in another colander to let it drain as much as that water as we can possibly get out of it. And it will probably sit there and drain and cool while this other batch is in there. There we go. Just take a moment for it to get back up to boiling. Doesn't take no time at all. But like I said, they're pretty big florets. So I'm going to do this for the 4 minutes also. And we are letting this just drain all this water out. Because all those little pieces in there will hold water. All the little nooks and crannies and all that stuff. It will hold way more water than you would think. Look how beautiful that looks. Okay, now the other broccoli is boiling and the timer's set. I'm just giving this another shake, making sure that water is out. Sorry about that loud noise. And I'm putting it on this pan with the parchment paper. So we're just gonna spread it out. And this is going to cool. All of our broccoli is done. Look how green that water is. That's just from the broccoli. 2 heads. And it is green. So we're letting this drain, because it holds so much water. You don't want that in your broccoli. And we have, this is the first round. We have it all on this parchment lined paper. I did take the liberty of putting another small one down because I think we may need it, just to allow all the broccoli to room. Yeah, I'm glad we got another pan out because it needs it. I'm gonna let this cool, but let me show you. This is what we let it drain. That's quite a bit of water there. Glad we didn't just dump it on here. Glad we shook it around, got some of that off, and look at that. Gorgeous. Alright, our broccoli is cut, washed. It was setting in salt water for 30 minutes, and we washed it again we blanched it. We blanched it, and now we've got it on our trays with some parchment paper. And now all that's left to do is pop it in the freezer overnight. So we're just gonna pop this in the freezer overnight. I'll get the other one, get it in here, and there we go. And I will be back with you in the morning. Okay, it is the next day. The feeding's done. I'm going to get the broccoli out of the freezer and bag it up. Now my hands are clean. I have my handy dandy bag holder right here that I use quite a bit. And then all we're gonna do is pop this off. And as you can see, it breaks off into uniform pieces that aren't all really stuck together. Because when you do it this way, if you just need a little bit for a recipe, you can just open the bag and get a handful out, and it's not all clumped together. So that's why we do it this way. Makes it so much easier if you freeze it before you freeze it. There's one bag. Healthy bags of broccoli out of those two heads. This one's more of a family size for when we have big dinners and things. And this one's more of a just me and BJ eating. Now, of course, we're gonna seal it in the food saver machine and get it put in the freezer after we label it. Alright, now we have 2 more packages of broccoli that didn't take very much effort at all, and I hope this has helped you. If you have any different ways of preserving broccoli, leave it in the comments below. I'm always looking for new ideas. This is the only way that I know of that the broccoli still will taste fresh when we eat it. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and y'all come back.